If you get it slow, you suffer long. If you get it fast, you suffer hard. So you can take your pick. Stop trying to fuck over these kids. I'm the scourge they send for motherfuckers that fuck over the kids. Cut their head off. Nope. Split their testicles. Nope. Because some of them into that. Look, these motherfuckers do motherfucking shit like hammer nails through their testicle sack. They put knives through their penises. They into that shit. They into self-mutilation and self-torture. What the fuck you think they care about torturing another motherfucker for? But now it's a new day, and it's a new day dawning for the ones that was trying to do us right, and all the motherfuckers that kept getting in the way decided that, well, we ain't got nobody but us. Ain't no motherfucker flying out the sky on no surfing on no cloud to come help us. All we got is us. And if we get rid of the enemy within, we ain't got to worry about the enemy without. Don't fall for the false judgments of an artificial construct. That's how you get stuck and jammed up in the matrix. Right? There's some more people that I like to watch on YouTube, since we're on the YouTube topic. I want to show y'all some of my favorites. Let me see, I might have to do this, because I got one, a tarot reader, and even if most of our stuff be so on point with how I feel, even if it don't always manifest, somebody was messing with her last night. And I was like, y'all, I don't know who y'all messing with. This is another one of those horrible.
I received $40,000 for donating my.
She was doing the spread and somebody was heckling her in the comments, and I was telling her they don't even know what they're getting into.
Hey Scorpio, how you doing?
This is Blue Rose Tarot.
Welcome back to my channel. Let's get into your reading. All right, y'all. Okay. Let me slide on back here.
Now, I think this might even be...
Right,
no, this ain't the one. That ain't the one she did last night. The one she was reading, I think it was yesterday. And they was messing with her. I said, y'all don't even know who y'all messing with. The girl got eyes like Christina. She know what the fuck she talking about when she flipping them cards. Her shit be so lining up, I can send her receipts for the shit she be saying. Right? Because, like, I get the receipts and then go watch, and she'll flip the cards to match the receipt that I already got. Blue Rose Tarot. Yeah, she all cold. And somebody came in her comments, and I was like, y'all be messing with God people. And y'all be thinking everybody the same. Everybody not the same. That's what y'all don't be understanding. People got a physical appearance, but they got a spiritual ranking. In a spiritual ranking, you might think you're getting away with some shit that you actually tightening your own noose around your own neck. Yeah, Blue Rose Tarot, that's my girl. So, I mean, when y'all be watching these and y'all be seeing them people be heckling, those good-hearted people, like, somebody got to come to your platform to heckle you in social media, right? So, because you don't believe the bullshit they telling you, they send their little low-level minions that don't have the sensibility of self to even listen to what you saying before they start heckling you. Anybody that know how to match the receipts up, which most people don't, but if you know how to match the receipts up, and you supposed to be woke, and you ain't diet woke, but most of these motherfuckers is diet woke, you would know one thing. When you match up enough receipts, you know you're dealing with one of the elect, one of those special ones. To the land, they priestesses and priests, princesses and princes, waiting on the changing of the guard, so to speak, in the old regime to fall so the new regime rise. When these old souls come back now, people got other people so fucked up, so twisted, that they don't realize that everybody ain't the same. Right? So a person get comfortable talking crazy to people and thinking that everywhere they go, they can just say what they want to anybody with no consequence. They coming. You just ain't got to them yet. You might get away for a long time. What Johnny Cash say? You can run on for a long time. You can run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gonna cut you down. Sooner or later, gonna cut you down. Y'all can't, this is the wrong era in time to assume everybody the same. Everything look human, not human. Everything that look like us ain't us. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. But it's deeper than that. Because everybody that look different ain't our enemy. Because no matter how you look, we can all hit the same frequency. And it's a heart frequency, which is rooted and founded in love. And if y'all don't get that fact, it don't even matter. Now, I ain't no lovey-dovey, cuddly motherfucker in the public. You know, that's my shit that's my private, personal shit. You know, in the public, I ain't no cuddle bear. Right? Because I don't want a motherfucker to misconstrue or get it mistaken that I'm one of these motherfuckers that they can just walk up to because I'm cuddled next to some chick and they can say or do whatever they want to do. They're going to automatically know from my appearance and my presence, he is not to be fucked with. Even if they think they can win, they don't even want the tussle. In light of the overwhelming evidence as to what has been presented. Now, one person who is indisposed at the moment acknowledged with a pledge of tribute, acknowledged the presence uh, of myself. But due to current circumstances, the reason that person is incapacitated is because he was not the person that I was supposed to go to first in order to clean this mess that was made in Babylon, in order to clean it up. So, I was told, if you know how to read the signs, and if you know the times according to the signs you read, then you would also know the agenda. Now, that speech was called Time Dictates the Agenda. Okay? Now here's the time frame according to the signs as they lay on this day that I'm recording this. The signs tell me now, being that I have done everything that I was supposed to do, because the prophecy said I was going to have every door shut in my face when I go to my own. And it also say when he came to his own, they received him not. And so now we are at the part where that's all done. In the Wisdom of Solomon, it says that they would try his patience to determine if he would be a patient ruler. So they tried my patience. I'm still patient, not irate. I'm tired of smelling baby blood in the air. I'm sick of that. And just interfering with my sleep pattern. But I can tolerate it as long as y'all like y'all children being used for food. I can tolerate it no matter how bad I don't like it. Because sooner or later, we're going to understand that children are not for food and they're not for sex toys. We're going to understand that sooner or later. We will also understand that as long as we don't do our part, that we cannot be counted among the righteous and not do our part. I've been doing my part for 50 years, or else I wouldn't be making this video. I'm 50 years old. So I was initiated in Chicago by my mother's godmother into the Vadum. And she called my Loa, which in the African culture, the Loa is your ancestral spirit that comes through the family. And certain children are able to fully embody that ancestral spirit. And it's called the Loa. Well, we have a family that we call Orisha. And this is where it all stems from. In the widow's son story for white people in America, it's y'all turn to determine how many people will be counted among the ranks of the righteous. It's y'all turn now. Because I went to my own and they shut the doors on me. They were supposed to do that according to prophecy so that I would be forced at this time to address white people and find out if everything was in vain or not, right? Because the whole thing was, if at this point, if white people have not assimilated enough of the blood of the gods to ascend, they will not heed the call. And that would set a stage for a mass extinction of humanity. The whole thing was the cleanup from what was done in Babylon. But before the full story can be told, the judgment has to take place. The judgment has to be rendered in a specific manner in a specific location. The opening of Judgment Day has been announced. This is the Jubilee. Now, my promise to the widow was that I would save as many as would want to be saved and taste the savor of heaven. And that I would find a way out of this system for as many would want to be free. I did my part. I found that it's an illusion fixed in place by ignorance on the behalf of those being deceived. It's based on the Roman maxim of law that says, let he who will be deceived be deceived. Now, those were the ones that were the imposters who laid that down. Those were the false gods that you've been worshiping for nearly 6,000 years. Their time is over. They have to surrender their fake God status. And they have to move out of the way of righteousness. We were in Egypt, a high culture, the highest known, even higher in quality than the Sumerian and Babylonian invader who came here. Our empire failed because we allowed them to do some genetics unauthorized from prime creator. In other words, they made something they were not supposed to make, and it created what they call the sins of the world. In order for those sins to be forgiven, one of the gods, at that time they called him Jehute, and he decided that if the widow didn't want mass extinction of humanity again, he would have to fix the genetics so that those who were denied the right to infinite wisdom or higher knowledge, and those who were denied the right to eternal life, would be able to receive those things. Now, we are stuck in this three-dimensional mindset that restricts us from being able to realize that when the ascension moves from the third dimension fixed position to the fifth dimension, We will not be trapped by the bondage of time and space. There will be a new heaven and a new earth. A whole new reality is one vibratory rate up from where we are. Now, if we want to understand the story of the widow's son, there are many, many videos and books about it where you will understand the legend of the widow's son. But the widow's son is an accidental, which means it was made for the Western world. It was an accidental rewrite of what we call in the Kemetic culture the Osirian resurrection. The false gods, the ones who told you in your Old Testament that they create good and evil, those false gods had the world deceived while the genetic spill was being cleaned up. And until the genetic spill was clean, you would not see the widow's son raised. Now, the biblical story of the Temple of Jerusalem had to be built before the Son of Man could return. They are looking for a physical brick and mortar structure to be built in the Middle East. That's not the Temple of Solomon. The Temple of Solomon is the Temple of man. The temple that had to be built was predicated upon a genetic cleanup. It was the Temple of man. This would not allow all of us any more or any less right of ascension. But white people was responsible and given full reign of terror to get their one drop of blood so that they could earn the right to ascend. Their reign of terror comes to an end now. They are no longer the highest authority on earth. The crown prince of heaven and earth is the widow's son. The widow is the queen of heaven and earth. And this was all based on the war of the gods. The war in heaven spilled onto earth. It was never supposed to land on earth. Earth was supposed to have been off limits as a soul training simulator. But one of them came in peaceful manner and was allowed to enter the earth realm unobstructed because of his peaceful nature and disposition. And the queen did not think something was right. So she had came and pulled me from a different dimension. In another multidimensional form, I am an undefeated general of a mass troop of beings that do not lose. And she asked me if I would come and protect her daughters from Umbaba, never knowing that this Umbaba was a relative of those invaders, but he paraded as a spirit of the earth and a protector of the cedar forest. But to come and assist with protecting the daughters from Umbaba, a group of invaders came and the war began. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of that right now because that's not the purpose of this. But the war that took place, we have fought on this planet through millions of years. What they tell you was the extinction of the dinosaurs was a nuclear winter. None of this stuff is new. As the Proverbs say, there's nothing new under the sun. Because this is all cyclic. Because it's a simulator. It runs in a cycle that's predictable. Once you understand that, you can step outside of the cycle and its unpredictable nature and see the full spectrum of a timeline. Being able to do that I can tell you the who, what, when, where, and how this devil has taken power. I can tell you the methodology that we have to use under the code of righteousness to reclaim power with the least amount of disruption to our daily lives. If the people that I'm speaking to now, which is white America, can understand this, we can begin to learn how to live like humans again, because these false gods enforced a law that compelled us to behave savagely and separately as reptiles. In other words, they put restrictions on us mentally that allowed us to primarily draw from what scientists of the brain call your reptilian brain, which is your base lowest nature, by restricting you through clogging your chakras with a nanobot that vibrates somewhere between third and fourth dimension. This nanobot prevents your